So one of the things that websites like to include are contact forms, where you want to contact the website about something and they'll respond, hopefully, or they won't. So we're going to get rid of the links file and replace it with a contacts file. You can keep both if you want and set up a bunch of links, but I'm just going to use what's already here and just replace it. So here's the header file the way it is at the moment, and I'm going to recreate a file called contact and change the header to contact, and I've just used the links file that's already there and pretty much leave it like that from there, because this bit's going to go any second, so I'll just save it as contact. Okay. Alright, so there it is. Now, that's the notes, and that's what we've done. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is we're going to use a tag called form, which is, as the name suggests, a form that you fill out, and we're going to put that in here. And we need to do a couple of other things as well to do this. So where we will start is down here in our style library. We need to just add some form information. This is it here. So these are the extra styles that you add to the style library. Let me take it down a little bit. I mean, if you don't do this, it just defaults to certain look about it, but if you have these in there, then you can tweak your forms and make them a bit more, they look a bit better. You can do things with them. Okay, now a lot of this stuff, but when you start getting to about this level, when you're writing PHP, even though we're writing just about every line of code, a lot of what's coming up, I mean, I just found it and tweaked it. I didn't sort of start from scratch. So you might find better formatted form style somewhere that you want to put in your style library. That's fine. This stuff, I sort of found it and then I tweaked it a little bit to make it look like that. So that's what the style library looks like, which we'll save. Our header's pretty right, and our contact needs a lot of extra stuff put in it. So we've got our style library worked out. Next thing we need to do is we're going to include a second file, and we're going to call it whatever you like, but I call it snaps. And I picked up the bare bones of this somewhere else, but I tweaked it myself as well and did a fair bit of the math. Now, what's a snap? Well, the snaps file is something that looks like that, and what it is you know, when you get onto websites that they might have a thing called captcha or something like that, so they don't want just people spamming the site, so they make you put something in like letters or numbers or make a sum. Well, this is what this thing does, but instead of using someone else's, you just write your own, and this is what it looks like. So don't be too turned off by it. You've got a variable called snaps, and you fill it full of a random bunch of characters, any random characters you like. Then you go and get a time, right? And what the time, computer time is, so it picks it up off the computer, and what it does is it creates a random number, and that random number picks up values out of here at random. What we're getting is we're getting 4 values out of here, so I, J, K and L. Don't worry about getting your head around this stuff yet, although it comes in handy later. So, and there's probably better ways to do it, but this is the way I worked it out. So I've created a variable called rest, and that rest is the one that's going to be compared to what people type in the form, and if it matches, keep going. If it doesn't, they haven't put in the correct 4 characters, and this is just how you create it. So you don't see anything, it just does it. Okay, so that's the code for it, for snaps. And we'll put it back up here where we're working. So that we've got it. Alright, so that's our snaps. Now the last but not least, of course, is the contact form, which at the moment looks like this and needs to look like that. Alright, so there's your top bit, which we've already got, and we've got our footer, and what we now need to do is we need to add this stuff here. So take it up a bit. These are comments here, just to let you know what's going on. So have a look at this, have a look at these. Alright, you'll notice these class statements starting to pick up. That's the formatting stuff that's going on there. Alright, now what happens is that because you use the form tag with a method post, and it says, well, what happens? Well, it goes and gets another file called contacted, which we'll write in the next video, and it does all this down to here, and when this comes up on your screen, people put information in, and down here, just a little bit of PHP in the middle of all this HTML, is the value that was generated by snaps. So snaps in the box, and then you put in a value called spam. Alright, and then you submit this. Okay, so it's a bit tricky to show you how it works, but provided you type all this stuff in correctly and load it up and you can run it, you'll just get an error because it'll say I can't find contacted. That's alright, you can wait till you've got it all written if you like, but that's what you need. So you need contact, which I'll save over here where I'm working. It's going to say, oh, it's going to get upset actually because this one's open, so I could cut and paste everything across maybe. Alright, I'll do that. I'll take all this over, I'll put it over here, replace this. There we go. Just get our divs in the right spot so we know which div belongs to which. So that's the div for that one, and this is the form div there, like that. Alright, and we save it and we upload it, and away we go.